Hey everyone, my name is Tegan and welcome back to TandeWrites, where today I kind of look like a Hades Channel extra because my shirt keeps falling down behind my dungarees. I was scrolling my YouTube recommendations recently and a video came up which was an in-depth bookshelf tour by Cups and Thoughts, which I'll link in the description below. And I thought, hey, I don't think ever done a bookshelf tour. I've done the odd few videos where I've rearranged my bookshelves. Not recently, but as this situation is kind of getting out of hand again, I thought, let's sit down, have like a nice calm chat together, and I'll give you an in-depth tour of these bookshelves behind me. Let's begin. I will also add in some close-up clips so it's not just me turning around and looking at things the entire time. So behind me we have three bookshelves. We have this one here that my dad built out of an IKEA wardrobe that broke. This one here, which I think is just like a standard thing from Argos, and the one on the end, which is a smaller version of this big guy. Again from Argos. So these are like years and years old. This one is my baby because it's so sturdy, it's so strong. It doesn't like warp like these ones do with the weight of my books. The only flaw of this bookshelf here, as I'll probably get onto later, is that you can only really fit specific size hardcovers on this bottom shelf. So I've had to overflow them elsewhere. But okay, this bookshelf in general. At the very top, on the top, so I've started using the top for extra storage, because why wouldn't I? I have my CD collection, the odd few cassettes I have, and the box where I keep my 7-inch vinyl records in, which I'm using as a tripod for my phone right now. Everything is kept in these kind of like plastic stackable boxes I got from Primark because they're like the ideal size to fit a CD in. And I think back in the day I had like a proper like CD stand, but they're just so big, it just wasn't working for me anymore. Then all my books are arranged alphabetically by author. Pretty much everything on an actual shelf is, everything on top of a shelf, not so much. So at the top we have my beloved Kate Ancrum, we have some Leigh Bardugo, we have, I think Holly Black is hidden in the corner. And then we have this little pot here, which is from an Illumicrate box. It's the one that had Portrait of a Thief in, which I store my like bookmarks and these like weapon replicas, again from Illumicrate boxes, which I think are quite fun. And I wish I had infinite amounts of these, but you can see I got another one down here, which is a recent addition. I haven't quite worked out what's going on with that one yet. So why I need more, who's to say? This shelf below is some B's and C's going into D. So we have Anna Justin Blood at one end, we have... Who is this? Kristen Shaw? There's a lot of unread books on the shelf. We have my beloved Piranesi, and in this corner I think we have C.G. Drew's paperbacks, so they're contemporary novels, which are 1,000 Perfect Notes and The Boy Who Steals Houses. And speaking of C.G. Drew's, I'll mention while we're here, I have these like postcards up, which are mostly from authors as like pre-order incentives of character art. So the first three here, these yellow ones, are characters from The Boy Who Steals Houses. We have Moxie, we have Sam, we have... the other brother whose name I forget, is it Avery? It escapes me. Then below we have the characters from Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drew's. This is Those We Drown. I think this one here is Those We Drown. This is Dear Wendy, and this one on the bottom is The Drowned Woods by Emily Lloyd-Jones. But the characters are like dressed in a way that feels very contemporary to me, but I'm pretty sure that is The Drowned Woods. Below that again we have... what is this? This is the Erin A. Craig, Goes Into Caraval, John Green... Frances Hardinge. And this is where my collection start getting separated a bit, because I have like the Unraveller and the Deep Light hardcover, but they don't fit. They're too tall, I think, to fit in this space. So I lied. Unraveller fits in there. It's the Caraval, the finale, the last book of the Caraval series. It doesn't fit down there, so it's like hidden in the corner. And my other Stephanie Garber books, which I'm keeping hold of until I finish reading A Curse for True Love, because I just owned that before I found out about her many, many scandals. Well, her political beliefs. So I'm keeping hold of that just to finish the series, get it out of the way, because it's easy reading, you see. It's not even good reading, but it's easy. And on this shelf we have, this is one of these like kind of letter pinboard things. This is for my first Owl Crate box. So I got one that had Law by Alexandra Bracken in probably like 5+ years ago. It was my first box, so I didn't get Alchemy boxes for ages because they're expensive. And I only whipped this out, I say recently, I started whipping it out when I was doing some kind of promo stuff for my book Paper Forests. And this is the quote, and into the forest I go to lose my mind and find my soul, which is at the start of the book. Has the eye been missing for a while? Did it just go missing as I picked it up? That's upsetting. And then we have Wizard Frog, Christmas Dinosaur, and My Pride and Joy. Are you a birthday? Are you a wizard? Are you a clown? Who's to say, but you're perfect. Oh, and I forgot to say from the shelf above, I have 4 glass octopuses, which I got in holiday in Italy. I got them on like a tour of some of the islands around Venice. I think it's Burano, the one like the colourful houses, and I got those in my pride and joy. And I'm glad I got them then, because by the time we got to Murano, I think so, the island known for its glass, it was raining and we didn't export much. And these trophies are 10 years old now. Or at least the two either side are, and this middle one is 8 years old. They're from, I say back in the day there was a website called Movellas. The website's still around, but the website has been down under construction for its AI takeover, unfortunately, for years now, and I hope it never comes back. But Movellas was like my fanfiction site, even though I wrote original works on there. And every year they had the Movellies, which was like a fan-voted or user-voted award show. For they had like best book in each category, best new user, best book trailer was one of them. So I have best book trailer for my book Beauty and the Breakdown, which the trailer came out in 2015. The book I don't think came out until 2017, but I was like writing it in process. So you get awards for like works in progress. That same year I got New Movellian of the Year because I wrote some bangers back in the day. And this one in the middle is from 2017, and it's Novella of the Year for Paper Forests, which is very special to me because that book is now published, and it would not have been published without the like motivation and inspiration from that community, and they're still very special to me, even if AA has taken over that site, which is deeply upsetting because it means I can't access my old works. Down at the bottom we have the hardcovers that won't fit with my authors, so I had to separate. We have Chloe Gong's down here. We have part of my paperback tea kingfishers are here because my hardcover tea kingfishers are up here. And just a random assortment of other items. Godkiller and Sungbringer are just sitting on the shelf. Because you can tell that I got some of these more recently, so they are kind of just sitting around. For example, this entire shelf behind me. They're just sitting around till I think move out and get, floor-to-ceiling bookcases. This is a recent edition, so I still have the box for it here. Was this an Alcrate? This must have been an Alcrate one. This is an Alice in Wonderland book pot. It's very cute. I haven't worked out what I'm doing with it yet. Then moving on to behind me. On the very top of this bookshelf, you can't see because they're covered by these photos I made in... They were my final project for my bachelor's degree, I think. Behind them are just... I'll take one down so you can kind of see. Just stacked hardcovers. It's entirely hardcovers. They're ones I obtained more recently that I haven't tried to squeeze into my other shelves because maybe that's the only book about that author, so I'm not too concerned about grouping authors together. They are predominantly TBRs, and the same for the top of this other bookshelf, hardcovers, predominantly TBRs. I will say very few of them are bought for full price. I took big advantage of the Waterstones, the 25% off pre-order sale, the select hardcovers being half price in like Boxing Day sales, and everything that's double stamped to the point where I can just... Most things are free at this point for me with my double stamps. Girl math. But those photo frames are just there, just... Not even to hide my shame. I think it'd look cooler if there are a lot more books behind me, but just because I have them, I thought, let's display some work that I'm proud of. I think back in the day I refused to put things on top of my bookshelves other than like light small items, like decorative items, like more snow globes and photo frames. Because I thought, I don't need to expand my books. I don't have a problem where I have so many books that they have to go up there, but alas they do. Down here we have a cross-stitch by my beloved friend Bonnie with Krobus, who is my favourite Stardew Valley character, and some of my favourite Stardew Valley items. We have the Taylor Swift Torches Poet Department Snow Globe, and it doesn't seem like there's many books on this shelf. We have the Emily Lloyd Jones, her like Welsh mythology retellings, and the fact that the Wild Huntress doesn't have an Alcrate special edition to match my white ones is like deeply upsetting to me. I have actually read most of these ones. I have my Illumicrate special tea kingfishers here, which are gold and shiny, and they are so gorgeous, I'm like afraid to touch them. I also have this flower-shaped bowl that I got from Tiger because I thought it was cute. I also have a smaller one of those bowls that usually lives inside that one, but again, it's being part of my phone tripod setup right now. Below again, we have this. Was this an Illumicrate? This is an Illumicrate item. It's meant to be a TBR jar where I guess you can put in like slips of paper with books of your TBR on. But as my TBR is completely insane, because I think I'm going to film a video also today about what's on my physical TBR, I decided to fill it with blue confetti that I got from Taylor Swift merch orders. I think it's quite pretty. What point? So we're up to these are the M and M's, and the pre-order is kind of here. That's where we are in the alphabet right now. I think I got a pretty good distribution of last names. But I think as I'm trying to like mimic a bookshop setup here, I think that if I traditionally publish my books under my last name, which is Anderson, which is where Tandy comes from. But I think if I publish under Anderson, it means my books will be right up here where no one can see them. So I will, if I ever get into traditional publishing, I'll be using a pseudonym. And here we have a print of the West End Theatre, is it Wyndham's Theatre, when Next Normal was there, because I went to see Next Normal and had my life changed. Down these shows below you cannot see what's going on because it is stacked everywhere. But this is, I think, the remains of like the Percy Jackson books. Can I pull something out? Oh, of Rainbow Rowell's down there. I don't want to pull this out. But these again were just more books. Like these are books I obtained recently. These are books I'm kind of unhauling, but want to give one more read before I unhaul. But this is mostly ours. And then we have the start of my Angie Sage, which goes on to these shiny gold ones here. And yep, as I said, the top of this shelf is again just hardcover overflow. This shelf is actually quite fun because it's where I have a lot of authors grouped together. So I have a lot of Angie Sage books because she was my childhood favourite. Setsmans is my childhood favourite series. I have a lot of the Schwab books, which takes up the rest of this shelf. Down below is Maggie Stiefvater, which takes up a lot of this shelf. There's an odd few random S's at the end. There's Adam Silvera's there. Crystal Sutherland's got one book there, but the other one is somewhere else in here. And at the bottom, I have the Vampire Diaries books. I was going to say all 13. I don't know if there are actually 13 total, because I'm pretty sure. I think a lot of them were written by a ghostwriter. But I have 13 Vampire Diaries books, which is L.J. Smith, so that takes up a lot. And then I have the Alice Oseman's Heartstopper graphic novels at the end. And then in front of me in a massive stack, I have my Alice Oseman paperbacks. I have some of the original covers and also like the new illustrated covers. Because I love a matching set. Mostly because I have the solitaire cover that has like the kind of heart shape on. And then I have a Loveless and a Radio Silence, which have like a different style cover. So I just have like lots of mismatched sets. So I thought, okay, I'm going to get the new ones that they illustrated and have a full matching set. And in front of me there is just, again, a random assortment of books, mostly paperbacks that I've obtained recently. And I'm just accepting that this isn't going away until I move out. The books are all over my floor. And I just look across the room and there's a table that has even more books on, which I think are a selection of indie published hardcovers and maybe some books that I'm going to get rid of, but in a way that I think I could sell them because they're special editions rather than just give them to charity shops. That took a lot less time than I was expecting. So what do I have to say here? Thoughts and prayers that one day I can afford to move out to get floor-to-ceiling bookcases so I can continue expanding my library. Because I think every year or so I do like a big unhaul to get rid of books that I will still get rid of books I don't want, but there's books that I'm iffy about that I get rid of because I don't have the space, but I would love to keep books to have my library forever. And for reference, I think there's around 300 here. And also I have a whole other bookshelf in my bedroom which has my childhood favourites and my Cassandra Clare collections there, because I was going to get rid of them, but they just look so nice together that I've kept hold of them just for decoration purposes. So I think if you include all these bookshelves all on top, I've not done a big count up recently, but I think there is around 300. And now I'm about to go on and film a What's on My Physical TBR video, and we'll see how many of these I've actually read. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you next time. Bye!